Hey pros, this is McCoy Buck. I am the creator of Anime Studio Pros, and we're going to be doing the first ever Let's Draw. We're going to do Pikachu. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. We got the layers already set up here for our character. I already have a color template set out with most of his colors there. And let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so first thing you're going to do is you're going to start with the head. And whenever you're drawing, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead. I'm just going to make my project setting just a little bit. Okay, it is pretty big. So that's all right. So whenever you are drawing in Anime Studio, always remember that you are basically drawing shapes, okay? So my course, the course that Jeremy, Alexander, and I teach, basically goes over that you don't necessarily need to be a professional artist to be able to draw in Anime Studio. If you can draw shapes, even if you can trace what you drew on paper, you're going to be good to go when it comes to Anime Studio. Alright, so right now I'm just going to be working on the head. I know it doesn't look like much, and it's not going to. I haven't really drawn Pikachu before, so this will be an experience for both of us. But at parts where I need to speed up the video, I will, so it's not so dang boring. So right now we're just trying to get his head shape here. Alright. Like I said, it would be easier if you were basically, I guess, tracing the head and everything. That would help a lot, but I kind of like to do things freehand, so I just have a picture of what Pikachu looks like on my monitor next to me. Okay, so there's his basic head shape. Like I said, I know it doesn't look like much, and I'll be doing the part going through it fast where I need to clean stuff up. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to select my color, and that's the basic color for Pikachu there. So something that I do, because as you can see here, there's a lot of jagged lines. Something that I do is I actually take off the points. This is just kind of a thing that I do. With black, it doesn't really matter, but sometimes when you have like a lighter color and you have your points on there, it's kind of hard to see where the curves are at. So let me just go ahead and just start curving stuff. So I can pretty much eyeball and I can see where there's going to be curves with our character here. Alright, so he's, oops, wasn't paying attention there, I was looking at the top. Sometimes you need to have your points to see which point you're selecting, because sometimes you can get some really funky curves in there, like down here. Okay, so this curving spot, probably get a fast forward so you don't have to watch all of it. Okay, and basically when you got that done, you're going to go through and you're just going to take out the points. Oops, you don't want to delete the whole thing, but just take out the points that you don't need. It's kind of got a funny head shape now that I'm looking at Pikachu. I've never drawn him before, but I looked at the drawing of the character itself and I figured it looked pretty easy. For some reason these points are being really wonky. Oh, it's this thing right here. There we go. So sometimes you just gotta play around with the points to figure out what Anime Studio wants to do best. Oh, gosh. Besides delete the whole thing. And this is a Let's Draw. It's not going to be a simple, quick, teach me now what I want to know in 5 minutes type thing. These things take time. Alright, so we got his basic head shape. Let's go ahead and start adding some features so we can see what this guy's actually supposed to look like, because right now it looks pretty bad. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's add some eyes. Like I said, it's going to look bad, but we're going to have to figure out where everything's going to be going. His head actually is not going to be that round. I know right now it probably looks like the Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters. A yellow one. But I promise you, I will be able to make this character, or this drawing, look like it should by the end of the tutorial. Okay. So there we go, we got his eyes. Let's go ahead and let's add some color to his eyes. Or, not color, but I guess. Alright. Drag that to the other side. I guess Pikachu's pupils are basically those white parts. Okay. So let's see here. We're gonna have to work a little bit on this. I'll speed this part up. Alright, let's go ahead and do something for the cheeks. He's got like the little red cheeks. Trying to think of the best way to do this. I try to do everything without masking now after learning a couple lessons myself. Let's go ahead and give him the nose so we can just kind of just start to define this character. It's really difficult trying to see what he's trying to look like when he's not really pieced together properly. His nose is going to be a lot smaller. Could be almost to the middle of his eyes. Or not to the middle, but to the bottom. Okay, and let's go ahead and give him a mouth too so we can see what it looks like. Alright, so the mouth shape is really easy. It's actually going to come up probably right beneath his nose. Okay, that looks okay. And what I will do... Oh man. I'm trying to think of what to do as well for the shapes. So what I'll do is I'll just leave his mouth like that. I'm gonna have to just create a shape that basically holds the color of his mouth. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to take out the whatever those are called. I don't know why they call them the edges, but I call them strokes. But with the edge, hide edge tool, you're gonna remove the edges. And you're going to take the nose and you're going to move it above that mouthpiece there. Okay? So that's how you're going to do that. And then, oops, using your select points tool, you're going to go through and you're going to select his mouth. Okay. So it's starting to come together there. This is going to take a lot longer than I thought. Alright, so now I'm going to create the bottom shape of his mouth. So I'm using that top shape. Remember, like I said, you're just using shapes. So I'm just going to use that top shape to hide that top of his mouth. I'm going to go back, L on my keyboard, pick that color there. Hit Q on the keyboard, I'm going to push it down. Now I'm trying to think how I'm going to put his tongue inside of his mouth there. Alright, so after racking my brain, I kind of remember how I was supposed to do it. So actually, we want to create this part right here. We just want to make that a hole. Okay? So let's go ahead and let's make that a hole. We're gonna delete the shape of his mouth there, but the points are still gonna be there. Okay, so actually, you know what? Oh no. So we're actually gonna have to delete the shape, both those shapes. Sorry, I'm trying to think of this as I go. But we're actually gonna have to delete both the shapes to his head. Oops. I wish there was a keyboard shortcut for delete shape for that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold U on the keyboard, and I'm gonna select the shape, and I'm gonna hold Shift, and I'm gonna pick that shape there. I'm gonna make sure I grab the right color. Okay, I'm gonna hit Q on my keyboard. I'm gonna bring down his whole face shape, holding Shift and the down arrow. There we go. Okay, there we go. So now we're making progress. All right. So all you're gonna do with the mouth, basically, is you're just gonna create a shape with the color that you need. So in this case, the mouth inside color is gonna be somewhat of that color, and I'm just gonna draw a circle, and I'm gonna push that circle all the way to the back, all the way. Come on. Oh, we didn't create a head. So let's go ahead and give the head a stroke. before I have a stroke. Trying to figure this stuff out. There we go. Cool. All right. And let's add a simple tongue shape. Oops. It's with the add points tool. All right. All right. It's gonna want us to take that color. We don't want that color. I think this is the tongue color. If I can get my right tool there. There we go. All right. Let's bring that not all the way back, just right there. Okay. Nope. Just select that point there. Drag that up. Drag that down. Fix that. His nose is actually, I can't tell if it's a circle. The picture that I picked is actually really small. But I think his nose is more like that. Maybe. Okay. So again, with the head, I think... Man. It's kind of difficult. Alright, so I'm going to create little circles. Kind of matches cheeks. But this part here, I'll show you what I'm trying to do. That needs to be circular. This, I can hide this edge. But it needs to be this color. Okay? So we'll go ahead and we'll add that to his cheeks. And we're really going to have to work with these strokes here to make this work. So we'll have to curve some stuff out of the way. Make sure it doesn't overlap over his outline there. Dang it. Just have to work with it. I'm just trying to make it so that I don't know, I'm kind of struggling. Okay, so let's go ahead and start on the ears. And those should be fairly easy. It looks like basically 2 points, maybe 3 in the middle of his ear there. Alright, his eyeballs actually need to be just a little bit bigger now that I'm looking at that as well. That looks okay. Alright. And I'm just going to copy his ear once I can select it. And I'm just going to Control-C, Control-V. And should have copied everything, but it didn't. Let's go ahead and Control-A, Control-C, Control-V. There we go. And when I say Control-C, Control-V, that's basically, oops, let's flip this. It's basically copy-paste. Okay, so this one's gonna be a little bit weird. Let's go ahead and go back to his head. Hide the shape. Shrink that down just a little bit. We'll have to work on the strokes. Fix his head there. Alright. Other than this part right here actually starting to come together pretty well. It's just like his head is super lopsided. And I'm trying to figure out from this drawing that's on my other screen how they have it. Image is too stinking small. I should have picked a bigger image. But something like that. His head is curving around by his eye area. Okay, just get that cheek thing out of there. And just work on his head. Let's go ahead and move his cheeks back. So something I want to talk about just a little bit. I do have a course that I created for character design. I promise you I'm awake and everything because I've been doing this all day. But the character design course that Jeremy and I did, it goes into detail a lot of how to design your characters. You can find it on the link below. I'll add a coupon code for watching this video and for being awesome. But basically, it's going to teach you everything that you need to know as far as character design in Anime Studio and the best ways to go about drawing out your characters. I use not the same techniques I'm using here. This is more for, I guess, finesse, whereas it's a little bit of everything in the character design course. So rather than freehand drawing, we actually show you how to design your character either on paper and pencil or however you want to do it, and then bring it into Anime Studio, and basically you're going to trace your image. Because it's technically something you've already drawn, I mean, it's not bad to trace, especially in Anime Studio, especially if you want to get stuff done quicker. No one will ever know, whatever, I don't know, but it's not that bad to have to trace or want to trace in Anime Studio. Pretty sure everyone traces their own artwork when they're doing Anime Studio drawing. Sometimes, I'll be honest, sometimes I'll straight up just draw. Well, this is actually most of the time I'll just draw in Anime Studio whenever I'm creating a character. Mostly because I can't draw on paper anymore. It's just these eyes, man. These eyes I can't get right. But you know what? I think I'm just gonna stop this after the head, just so I don't kill everyone watching this video because of the length. But I do appreciate everyone who has been sticking through to the end to figure out how to draw Pikachu's head. I really wasn't planning on making a course, or not a course, but a little Let's Draw thing this long. Like I said, I'll try to speed up the boring parts, but oh my goodness, for a lot of this isn't working right now for me. It's giving me a lot of problems. It's also really late at night, and I should be getting to bed soon, but what can you do when you're obsessed with Anime Studio? Alright. So just fix his eyes just a little bit better. Don't know why there's a whole extra thing there. Okay, there's another one. Alright, like I said, this is for the beginners. This is if you kind of already know the basics of Anime Studio and everything, but you just want to be able to draw a character. You definitely can. When I say beginners, the beginners group, whoever's in the beginners group, I posted a post there just saying, hey, I want to do a Let's Draw type thing. Gosh, I want to let me deselect that. I want to do a Let's Draw type thing. Which character you think I should pick? The 2 votes that I received The only 2 votes for the characters was Rigby from the regular show and Pikachu. So right now it's Pikachu. Next one will be Rigby. But I'm hoping to do like a let's draw, let's rig, let's animate. So that way you can kind of start to really learn how to use Anime Studio. Like I said, if you take our Udemy course, it's going to go in a lot more in depth. I'll do a lot better explaining things because I already explained how to do this all in those courses. But let's be sure to grab both our pieces. All right, but that is how you do the head for Pikachu. Still doesn't look like Pikachu. He's got some messed up features here on his head, but this is how you do the head for Pikachu in Anime Studio. I hope you enjoyed this Let's Draw. I will definitely be make sure that I record the next one at an earlier time so it's not almost midnight. And I hope you enjoy this course, and I will see you guys later.